I'm Mike Becker, and as you've probably already figured out, I've seen more than my fair share of holidays. I've also been through more than my fair share of stressful holidays. But along the way, I've figured out some basic holiday rules that not only help us survive the holidays, but actually help to make them joyful. And I'm going to share those with you in three short modules. In this first module, we're going to deal with gifts and how to plan your gift giving without having to file bankruptcy. Module 2 is all about managing your time. You never have enough of it, and the holiday season just makes things worse. By the end of Module 2, you'll have all the tools you need to get everything that's necessary done. Module 3 is about the time you spend with family, friends, and people you purposely don't see any other time of the year. We're also going to learn about the great unknown. It seems like every year something that we could never imagine happens. I'm going to give you some pointers on dealing with that black hole. The goal of these modules is to give you the tools not just to survive the holiday season, but to actually relax, to have fun, enjoy yourself, and have a good experience to look back on and to actually look forward to next year. The holidays, they're upon us, and for some of us, they're really upon us, as in crushing us. I'm going to show you how, in just a few simple steps, that you can actually look forward to the holidays this year, and when they're over, you'll be able to look back with a smile on your face. Holidays are the most stressful time of the year, and that's evidenced by the spike in the suicide rate during what is supposed to be the happiest time of the year. That's the disconnect. Supposed to be. We have this picture in our head of perfection. The Norman Rockwell Christmas, with a happy family gathered around a warm hearth, celebrating together the bounty at the close of another year. The problem is, most of us don't live in Norman Rockwell's world. At least it doesn't seem like it, and in real life, it just doesn't live up to the expectations that we set. Rockwell did actually capture what the holidays are like. For most of us, most of the time. Be honest now, you've felt like that more than a few times, right? I know I have. Well, minus the dress and all that hair. Many people, maybe even most people, end up depressed and feeling like complete failures at the happiest time of the year when it finally comes to a close, or when it finally just crashes in on us. The good news is, it doesn't have to be that way. Stress doesn't have to be your constant companion. And you can do more than just survive the holidays. Let's take a second and talk about what stress is. It's not a thing unto itself like a headache or a broken arm. Stress is the byproduct of change. It's your body's reaction to change. It's a defense mechanism that you have built in from the factory to protect you. Whether it's a sudden change in your environment, like you just lost your job, or in the case of the holidays, real life just doesn't lead up to your expectations. You know all about expectations, right? When you expect one thing and something entirely different shows up. We're going to focus on getting your expectations right this year, and when you do that, holiday stress can be a distant memory. The first thing we're going to do is look at your time and your money. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, exhale, and admit to yourself you simply aren't going to have enough of either this year. It's probably too late to add to the money pile, and as far as increasing your available time, If you figure out how to manufacture a 48-hour day, patent it. Do that, and you'll have plenty of time and plenty of money next year. Did I mention that this exercise in having a stress-free or almost stress-free holiday that you can look back on with a smile was going to require some work? Oh, well, it will, but it'll be worth it. You'll have a smile on your face, too. So let's look at holiday gifts. If you're like most people, you make a gift list of stuff you think people might like. And then you worry about where the money's going to come from. Wrong, wrong, really, really wrong. The first thing to do is figure out how much money you've got to spend, like down to the nickel. Don't forget, you got food to buy, and if you're traveling, that's going to cost money. And then there is stuff, and stuff is important. Sometimes stuff is what makes some of the best holiday memories. And don't forget to leave some wiggle room. You're going to need that. But I think you already know that. After you've got your budget set, it's time to set some spending priorities. If you got kids, they're probably your highest priority. If they're not, drop me an email because we need to talk. And then, well, there's everybody else, as in the adults. And around the holidays, even a small family looks like that on your gift list. You could be Bill Gates and you'd find a way to bust the bank. I know I could. It took me a while to figure out that, you know what? I'm not Bill Gates. Do you really know what each person wants? Or are you just going to guess again this year? Here's a hint for you. Stop guessing. Ask. They're adults. They'll tell you, and if they say something like, "Oh, you don't have to get me anything," well, take them at their word. After all, a hug goes a long way, and it's a whole lot better than nothing. Or get them a nice card with a sentiment that is real to you, or even make them a card. Did I mention putting your holiday gifts on plastic? Well, don't. Just don't. They'll end up costing 5 times as much. And if you buy clothes, the recipient will most likely have outgrown the gift, or it'll be out of style by the time you've paid it off. Don't do that. Any smiles you have during the holiday will be more than wiped out when you get the bill. Remember, the goal for this holiday season is stress reduction, not stuff. So, that's Module 1. And to recap, a reduced stress holiday season is all about having the correct expectations. Sit down and decide what you can do, and don't dwell on what you want to do. There's not enough time, and we both know you can't afford it. Go through your holiday gift list. Make hard choices based on your priorities, the amount of money you have to spend, and the time you have to devote to the holiday season. And be realistic. Put your credit cards in a blender. You don't have to turn the blender on, well, unless you're planning on using one of them to buy gifts. Then, push the button and pulse away. This is important. Share what you're doing with everyone on your holiday list. Give them a heads up. You'll be shocked at the results. Pleasantly shocked, I suspect. The first time we did it, we let the family members know that we were taking an axe to our holiday list, and we encouraged them to do the same. We agreed we'd just start exchanging nice cards or a food goodie basket instead of stuff that nobody ever used. It was like Liberation Day. All the gift pressure was gone, and we could just enjoy our time together. Trust me, I'd much rather enjoy my brother-in-law's company than a fake enjoyment over another ugly tie. Try it. You'll like it. Next up, we're going to talk about your time. See you then.